Good post-election morning here on this Wednesday, November 6th, 2024 at 7 a.m., 7:06 in the morning here at the Weather Center in West Orange. We got big sweeping changes in the U.S. Senate, the House, and of course our presidency coming next year. This is Washington, D.C. this morning at 7:06 with sunshine rising over the horizon and 63 degrees. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith from Gardenstateweather. Good morning, everyone. And New York City is waking up to sunshine and some broken clouds around the region and 63 degrees. Very mild morning outside. A very mild day today. We could have record highs in a few spots, which is, a beautiful thing for November. It's like unheard of, right? If that were the case, Newark would, be two times so far this month or this season, actually, in record history where we reached high temperatures. It's forecast to be around 83 degrees today. The old record, I think, is 78. Sunshine on the Jersey City River Cam this morning, 64 degrees. That's looking nice. This is Pulaski, New York at the Salmon River Cam. What a beautiful view this is. And 68 degrees this morning as the river flows over the beautiful rocks. Charlottesville Airport in Virginia, broken cloud deck this morning, scattered clouds at the airport here, 61 degrees and near the hangar. Flamingo Cam in Miami, Florida, looking good. The flamingos know where it's at. It's 81 degrees. Atlantic Highlands this morning with an American flag and also calm water right now in the bay at Atlantic Highlands at 64 degrees. Beautiful. Marco Island Beach Cam in Florida, a little bit of hazy sunshine on the horizon this morning, 7:08 this morning. And in Tampa, we're rising up with some cloud and sun mixing in this morning and 79 degrees. This is always one of my favorite views. It's the Hotel Saranac Cams in Saranac Lake, New York, 61 degrees, people getting on the road, post-election win. And in Seaside Park this morning, it's looking beautiful, 64 degrees. Back on the boardwalk in Seaside Heights at 64. We can see some cirrus and basically just cirrus clouds and a little bit of haze in the atmosphere this morning because it is so mild outside. Myrtle Beach Cam on the north view, 64 this morning at 7:09, and that's looking beautiful. Look at the sunrise here, gorgeous. Statue of Liberty, yes, our harbor cam in New York City, 64 degrees, beautiful sunshine arising. Back here in the Weather Center this morning, we are at 61 degrees for, this hour in the morning in November. That's incredible. Mostly sunny skies today. Temperature is going to be about 78, so we could approach some record highs in Newark and some interior locations in and around the city in the Philadelphia I-95 corridor today. Thursday, still, even though a cold front comes through dry today, could be a few showers around Delmarva, but everybody else is going to be mostly sunny and dry. Thursday, 75, and we start to cool it down a little bit as high pressure comes in on Friday and back on Saturday into around 60, which is about normal. 63 on Sunday, but there could be some rain later Sunday and Monday and wetting showers to improve our drought situation just a little bit. And some of the fire weather danger too. Friday is going to be quite breezy, so there is some fire weather concerns here on Friday. In fact, today there are still fire weather concerns across New England. The next Tuesday, we get back into near normal temperatures, maybe another cold front coming through on Thursday with some rain showers. Again, it's not going to be a lot, but we'll take whatever we can get. Also want to talk about the pollen. It's very high again today and will be tomorrow, and most likely on Friday too. Right now it is 61 and we have mostly sunny skies and there is no precipitation for today. Winds are out of the southwest and they're breezy now at about 4 to 20 miles per hour. Dew points at 57 and climbing, so it's going to feel much more stickier today. Relative humidity right now at this hour is 83%. The UVI index is 3. Air quality is good. Pollen not so good. Okay, but still on the high side. Medication still needed. Visibility is better than 10 miles. High pressure is in control right now, but waning a little bit as a cold front comes through and that's really, there's no cold air really behind this initial front here. So we don't have to worry about that. Sunrise this morning was at 6:34. Sunset tonight, 4:46 p.m. The moon is now at 32%, and the next full moon coming up on November 15th. At the Rutgers University Meteorology Program at Cooks College at Rutgers University in New Brunswick, at 64. The winds are out of the southwest at 8 to 10 miles an hour. Warm spots this hour: Jersey City 66, Oceanport 65, Seagirt 65, and 64 in Lyndhurst. The cooler spots this morning, and they're really not that cool considering just about 24 to 48 hours ago they were in the 20s. Hackettstown's now at 50, and 57 in Walpack, and High Point Monument as well. Other air temperatures just after sunrise this morning, a few upper 50s here in northwestern New Jersey, but most temperatures are basically running around 60 to 65 degrees. It's about 65 right now in downtown Manhattan. Minimum temperatures this morning, well, they didn't really radiate too far down. They just about where they are right now. The dew point is getting a little stickier now. It's in the mid 50s to the upper 50s across the area, and the relative humidity values this morning are running about 85 to about 90%. We have no evaporational transpiration, and we've had no precipitation again in the last 24 hours, marking this like the 37th, 39th day, maybe 40th day. High pressure's in control, but it's weakening as the cold front comes through. Wind speeds are increasing, especially around southern New England and the south shore of Long Island and the Jersey coast here. Natural mixing of the sunshine and the air ambient and ocean ambient temperatures. Soil moisture, we've gone over that. That's not going to change until we get rainfall. There's absolutely nothing on the radar except if you go back out here through Pennsylvania, and this is ahead of a cold front here, but that's going to be dying out as it approaches our area. The RF band channel shows the clear skies. There has been a little bit of patchy fog this morning in spots, but not as bad as the last couple of nights. And the water vapor channel showing the dry air in place, but here comes the impeding moisture from the ahead of the cold front here. And this morning we can see from wind alert the southwesterly flow well ahead of the cold front now, which we can definitely see where the cold front's located here. And as this cold front approaches, there's not a lot of precipitation going on with this. And of course, all our eyes are going to be on Raphael and the Cayman Islands. We'll get into that in just a moment. We have a big winter storm going on around Colorado and New Mexico and portions of interior Arizona this morning. And of course, our cold front with low pressure heading up towards the Great Lakes. This is the initial cold front. This is the secondary cold front here, but these will be washing out as they reach the coast because high pressure and subsidence is in control and the air is just so warm. Now, if we take a look at the fronts, they will be moving in our direction, and it will be a little rainy around the Florida coast as well. And this is probably because in the Keys here because of Raphael, which is now a hurricane, by the way. And of course, some of this moisture being pulled in ahead of the cold front here across southeastern United States. Prefrontal trough comes through before the cold front comes through the East Coast, but most of this is going to be dry. And we can see this big winter storm here winding up here in New Mexico and Colorado. We've already had quite a lot of snow. And this storm will, again, move in this direction. And when the cold front comes through here late tonight, early tomorrow morning, any areas south of, let's say, Atlantic County here down through Delmarva may see a few light rain showers, but then high pressure takes control. This is going to be a very dynamic storm here in Texas with plenty of shower and thunderstorm activity ahead of it. A mixture of rain and snow throughout Mexico, Colorado, and New Mexico. And as we go through the day on Friday, here comes into the Gulf, here comes Hurricane Raphael. And we have a stalled out frontal boundary here. High pressure is off the coast, so this is going to move like this, and then some of the moisture is going to move like that. And then, of course, tapping into some of this over here. And then by Saturday, high pressure is in control. Whatever is this is a hurricane or a tropical storm as it approaches the Gulf waters here of Louisiana and Mississippi will, Take a look at that in a moment. Then high pressure moves off the coast, and we'll finally get a warm front to get going around here on Sunday, approaching and passing through Sunday night and Monday. Could be a few rain showers around here Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, and Monday morning, and then the cold front comes through, and that could provide some cooling, and not only that, but some rain showers early on Monday before skies clear out and high pressure takes control, and a new storm system now. Let's go back to this storm here in question, then lifts up, and by next Wednesday we're back with another frontal boundary of a storm moving in from the Pacific Northwest. But by the time this gets here on Wednesday, high pressure is in control, and again we have to wait for this warm front to come through again, and then this cold front to come through for the next chance of any rain showers next week. And on this beautifully warm November Wednesday, the 6th, we have no airport delays. On the aviational weather deck for today, we have southwest winds freshening up this morning to around 10 knots, gusting up to 20 knots this afternoon. It's going to feel like summer outside. Winds diminishing to 5 to 10 knots after late this afternoon. VFR southwest winds tonight, 5 knots or less. Mainly VFR ceilings thinning out on Thursday. A few showers possible, mainly in the morning, and that would be well to our south. Friday and Saturday VFR, Sunday a period of sub-VFR possible and some showers. On the marine deck, we still have 20-knot winds gusting up to 25-knot winds out of the south-southwest, and a small craft advisory remains in effect for the New Jersey and New York and Long Island coastal waters. Delaware beaches have been removed from this. And then no warning headlines for tonight. Thursday through Sunday, the conditions are anticipated to be, again, below small craft advisories. Now, humidities will be higher today. The winds will be out of the southwest, so, we're not expecting more forest fire spread. However, you do want to continue to follow burn restrictions and check with your state and local fire officials for more information. There'll be some wetting in some places later Sunday and Monday. That should help this situation. And basically, we still could have, a few increased risk for fire weather spread on Friday, with relative humidities dropping down at 30 to 35% and a breeze at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. So we've been monitoring all of these things. Meanwhile, in the climate, these are the temperature records, and we'll see how many of these records we break today. And this morning we have Hurricane Raphael here. Check this out here. Its current position is about 21 north, 81.6 west. The maximum sustained winds are now up to 100 miles per hour. So this is Cat 1 storm. And this was done at 7 a.m. this morning. I lost my page here. This is what the global models suggest. Okay, a turn to the west and then eventually swing around to this to the northeast here, but that's around this ridge. So the things that are going to happen here are the impacts. But before we get into those impacts, there are aircraft into the storm right now. NOAA 2 is in mission right now. It's finding minimum central pressure at about 966 here in the center, as the satellite imagery of the image here, which is visible satellite imagery, begins to come in. And they're doing the drop zones, and the Air Force plane has been in here too. So, this is a strengthening storm. We'll take a look at that in just a moment in high resolution. In the tropics, we do have this disturbance, which has about a 30% chance in the southwestern Atlantic. But our main concern here is Raphael. And Raphael is expected to strengthen to near major hurricane intensity before it reaches western Cuba and the Isle of Youth during today. Hurricane warnings are in effect for this region, damaging hurricane force winds, storm surge, and destructive waves. And these conditions will be expected in the lower and middle Keys beginning today and tonight. And we'll take a look at this. Raphael will bring heavy rains across portions of the Caribbean through early Thursday, including the islands of Jamaica, the Caymans, and along western Cuba, along with flash flooding. Mudslides are expected as well. This is the rainfall potential here. And as you can see, some 15 plus isolated inches here, just north of the Cayman Islands, isolated here to about 12. So, this is going to be, in these areas, is going to be a wet producer. And let's take a look at the warnings here. Let's take a look at this. So this is a hurricane and then becomes a storm as it goes into the Gulf here. But still, residents in the Gulf states should expect some very heavy rain, wind, and surf. Taking a look at the national cold and flu activity map here, that's increasing across southern New England and the East Coast as well. Not much change since yesterday. Coughing is increasing, so people are really suffering from all this dry, dusty air. Strep is still not being reported. Fever, however, is still being reported, especially in southern New England and Maine. So, you need to see your doctor. RSV is still on the rise. This very tightly woven up hurricane now strengthening. We can see the buildup of showers and thunderstorms. Let's see if we can get into the mesoscale. Nope. I think we can. Intensity. Yeah. We've got Gulf flashes here to the east of the center here. The storm is definitely strengthening a little bit. And take this off for a second. But look at the outflow is becoming increasingly dry on the west side of this storm. So, it's going to be running into dry air. And that's at the lower levels. At the upper levels, again, dry air, but good outflow boundary here showing up. So this storm is definitely strengthening for now as it goes over Cuba and the Cayman Islands here and then Cuba. So, this is going to affect these areas here the greatest. And if we add on to this the total precipitable water values here, there is a lot of dry air in the Western Gulf here. So this storm, even though it's going to cross the Cayman Islands and Cuba and into the Gulf here, it's going to run into a dry air slam dunk. A good view of the upper level water vapor channel this morning across the continental United States. Here's our upper low now over New Mexico. And this is a positively tilted trough. And look at all the subtropical moisture ahead of this cold front coming in. And the remnants, or not the remnants, but the tropical influences here from Hurricane Raphael too. So high pressures off the coast. So this, this is a very interesting dynamic pattern. We'll take the shortwave IR here. You can see this general flow here across the desert southwest with that upper level low cut off. And this is all the cold front here, and this is all the subtropical moisture ahead of Raphael. And if you are surfside this morning across the New Jersey and Delaware beaches, the water temperatures are basically running around 60 degrees on average. That is cold. A little bit of a hazy sunshine here over Asbury Park this morning on the beach cast cam. And of course, there are people on the breakers here, Nothing changes, right? Off season, here comes in the waves, looking beautiful. And look at this sunshine in the morning, people getting out there walking their dogs, or maybe the dogs are actually walking them. Latest 60 run of the GFS operational here over the next 15 days. This is how much precipitation you could expect, like half of an inch or less. If I went into the European model guidance, which is up to 90 hours here, nothing. But if we chose the 0Z run from last night, which goes out to 10 days, again, not much precipitation here in the wetting. Okay, so basically, I would have to say, after looking at all of this, let's see if we can look at what am I looking for here? National Weather Services blend of models. Well, irregularity. If we look at the national blend of models, they have noticed irregularities in the data causing files for the QPF plots. But regardless here, this model is not so far off from any of the other models when you blend them all together. Not a lot of precipitation. One final note this morning is the Statue of Liberty, our crown cam here, and this is Ellis Island in New York City. 64 degrees, let freedom, prosperity, equality, and justice ring. If you have anxiety, if you have a cold, if you have the flu, or whatever you got, relax. Hang on. Change is on the way. Have a beautiful Wednesday, everybody.